this is your lovely host, Acularius, and we are back. I might argue that I should have had that drink of water beforehand, but it was Thursday, so we should be caught up with our before reset. Sometime probably within like 15 or so minutes. Either way, we are live and we are rolling.
Does not weave this web of life. He is merely a strand of it. Whatever he does to the web, he does to himself.
Silica's a long way off, actually. We need a specific tech in the ancient era to hook this up. The silk farm there allows. Well, at least we have hemp, so we'll get cloth eventually. But yeah, that's one of the things to keep in mind. It's sericulture. It's, I would say, midway through the ancient era tech. My difficulty has been increased. What does that put it as like emperor right now? Either way, that is the flexible difficulty that we've been talking about. It will update every 100 turns, so it shouldn't be too bad. I don't have any units out and about right now, so yeah. Today is a hot as heck day, so I figure it would be a good day to stream. Definitely during the afternoon. How are we doing on this? Not too bad. Any other reason? Just the apple, if I recall. I haven't played this specific game in a bit. I'm gonna save you for now. Workers also gain experience, so I'm almost tempted to start training up a worker as soon as I can. I think I turned down the gain of my microphone. I've been noticing that definitely when I get a little happy and I laugh, that I seem overpowered. So I turned it down just a smidge. So hopefully that helps out a bit. Don't know, we'll find out. But looking feedback on that front. We're slowly working away on our Middlecroft rock shelter. Have any other production? No. But in 29 turns, we'll have our building queue all finished up, so that'll be something to find. Working on shelter building right now. FYI, we will not be building half of those things. Actually, we might be. How's it going? Oh, I'm doing pretty good. How's it going, Hawkins? I haven't talked with you in a long time. Yeah, Civ4. Caveman2Cosmos. One of my favorite mods in existence. Long before... Actually, I think I started getting into Caveman2Cosmos. At the same time, Magnum Mundi for EU3 was still around, so it's still live and kicking. Version 39, I think, was released last Friday. God, it's already been a week. It's fantastic. Yeah, I love this one. Oh, Caveman2Cosmos is so good. This one is a little happy with the gold, but the team is working on rebalancing that. It sounds like they've already cracked down on early game development of gold in the SVN, so version 40 will be interesting too, or maybe 39.5, who knows. But I know it won't be save game compatible because they're doing a lot of their save breakers early on in the development cycle this time around, so sadly this will not go on to whatever the new version would be. Good news on that front is Bio, the UI interface, has been integrated. I heard it's of Papio. I think it's Python performance interface overhaul. Or it's performance Python, but I'm pretty sure it's Python performance. It's done by Toffer, I think. If I'm wrong, please correct me, but it is excellent work. It makes the Civipedia, which used to be a slow, meandering beast of love, though like lightning fast. Okay. Forgot that Steam and this wiki share the same hotkey. But look, like even when we go into buildings, this like all eras, it takes like a few seconds. It's great. I'm now more tempted to go into the Civipedia and check out what a building is all about. Most of the time I would like avoid doing that because it would take a couple of seconds. Yeah. Fortunately, still in the early game, and all my explorers are dead, but we did do a fair amount of exploration of the world. So, that's been fun. But eventually we'll get back into it. Looks like we got it. Oh, lovely. So, I'm pretty sure this is a vanilla, or at least a Rise of Mankind event. I can't recall, like, so much in here. I don't know what comes from what. But this means our scouts will be a little bit more durable. Always good. Because in the early game, before training dogs, I used scouts to screen my hunters. In fact, because we have a scout, that's likely why the event triggered. That's pretty solid. All of our scouts will get to combat. Typically what I do, because of the combat mod, is I make my scouts as screens, so they typically have the tendency to be cautious and something that improves their withdrawal chance. Cautious not only improves the withdrawal chance, but it also increases, so the scouts have HP, and it ups where the HP starts calculating the withdrawal chance. So say, I don't know what the actual calculation is, but say they have like 60 HP and at 30 they start withdrawing, or start calculating to withdraw. Now with that thing it would probably be at 40, and that's when they start doing the tick, so they have a higher chance of withdrawing from combat. This you still get to keep the unit. I would rather have a unit waste a few turns healing than be totally dead. Definitely when you consider maybe the movements it takes to get to safe terrain, or like all these factors, like building the new unit, getting to where it needs to go. Important question on my phone, so apologize on the pause on that one. Okay, now we will probably build a few food buildings. Here. Now this does go obsolete. Like we'll probably pick up, probably switch out of the specific that is required. Like gardening is in the ancient era, about halfway through. At the end of the food production chain, that starts with like plows, irrigation, something else in there. I feel. Either way, then it's gardening. But before that, the civic would probably be changed when I enter, likely when I pick up agriculture. But this is a long way ahead. We're still at shelter building, so we could get a few hundred turns of food plus one. So we're gonna pick that up. We do plan on getting herbalism eventually. And what's our unhealth like right now? So we have the unhealth to spare, so we could pick that up. But let's get the ones that don't do that. So we'll get wild mushrooms, berry bushes last. Because when you get herbalism, it cancels it all out because we get a bit smarter in the food we choose. We don't eat the poison mushrooms as often. Or at least that's how I'm assuming it develops. Like, you develop the knowledge base not to eat the terrible berries and mushrooms, depending on which one we come across. Is our current difficult. So we're at Emperor right now. I think that's the step before deity. Sounds about right. I might switch up my music in the background eventually, but right now it's from a conflict. South Asia sound. So if you're in the South Asian theater, this is here. I think we'll be caught up by the end of today. Food is a lot more important in this mod, as I've mentioned before, but I feel like I'll get a lot more food. Like, it's much better to have the infrastructure, the hammers. As the game progresses, likely, as I've mentioned in previous episodes, change the specialization of the city, but for now, hammers. So you can turn hammers into essentially anything as the game progresses. Espionage, except food, but espionage, money, and science. Okay. Sorry everyone, apparently my internet is gone a bit haywire, so hopefully you didn't miss too much of that. So sorry, I just tabbed out. So you'll see a brief wave from the screen, but I was just trying to figure. So again, apologies on the drop frames. Wow, leading in culture. What are we at right now? How much do we? Can't be too much. We only produce about 1.5 a turn. Wow, we are blitzing through it. So at our current rate of culture production, we'll get our first trade in 2,000 turns. It'll be better than that, actually. As we start unlocking buildings that improve our culture production. Right now, the only thing that produces culture is, I believe, the palace. Or our cedar government. Most likely a hut. Bigger fire than most.
A home is not a mere transient shelter. Its essence lies in the personalities.
Look, everyone, this is what most Canadians live in by popular culture. I kid. A lot of these buildings we can take a look at, but we cannot actually use yet. They require sister tech. But this gives you an idea. Pick up anything? We'll just tack this on. I'm in no rush to build that, because right now we're doing okay with health, and we can't build dances yet. So no rush. Did forget to mention, thank you for the follow, Katang. I do try to shout out when I can. And as always, this will go up in YouTube in about a day. There are those angry barbarians. Wanna go here. Also, those are clubmen. That's kind of like rather annoying. Build enough of these, we can fuse them together and get a stronger, better brute. But we might just have to live with the fact that they might burn down our thing. It's still rather early in the game, so they don't want to do that yet, but we need to be aware that that will be the case. At some point, I usually build military units and have them around my borders, kind of like a lime. So I don't know what I'll be doing. In my personal game, that doesn't have all the settings here, so there will be barbarians in this one for sure. So I can't be as willy-nilly as I am in my personal game. That I didn't realize the barbarian settings were off. Probably to prevent barbarians in space. But my previous game, what I did was essentially weaken the Sumerian polity. And then I took it and I treated that as like essentially the extent of where I would expand to, mostly because I think we're gonna have conflict over India. Who will want to have it? I don't mind if Sumeria expands north. We can always take this later. I will probably build cities at least on the immediate other side of this desert, mostly so we have something on that side where we can heal up safely. But India is pretty wealthy. Mount Everest is over here. Either way, it's something to keep in mind. And the Middle East is actually pretty worthwhile to move into. We've got a lot of... This is access into Africa, so we can hunt the animals there pretty easily. At this rate, the clubman is just going to do us a favor and kill himself. Yeah, at this rate. Die. Sorry, I'm helping someone. A little bit of tech support. Yeah, he's getting close. Son of a gun. I was trying to avoid doing this because well, having a military unit around isn't so bad. Ability. One-on-one, they can't do much. Wonder if you have a bonus. Wow, my internet's been dropping quite a bit today, so I apologize all about that. Maybe I shouldn't. My fault. Huh. Well, he gets a good bonus against experience. Maybe this will work out. Just looked over and the drop frames rose a bit again. 1.5, is that enough? That's enough. Go forward, young brute. Dash is sculling. And he disappeared. Did the bear kill him? I'm gonna say the bear killed him. But the bear is now a little bit weaker. It seems rather likely, actually. So, that was a fruitless endeavor, but, you know, at least we now know he is dead. And I'll likely just upgrade that guy in the future, because otherwise. I don't know, it was only 3 turns, but can't be too cavalier about the amount of turns I waste. I can probably get his experience up by killing things. He'll just get stronger as he upgrades, because he's a larger group size, so he'll be much stronger than units that are smaller than him. Regardless of how many people are in the group, there are exceptions. But yeah, it's more than possible to overwhelm weaker, stronger, like smaller group sizes that are technologically superior with experienced larger groups. Which, as this game progresses, probably what we'll have to like live with. With the gold as it is, we should be able to do rather fine with how flexible we are in spending it. I'll probably do another stream this evening. Hope. Wow, I think I've got everything built so far. Build a stockpile of military units? Wanderers are kind of useless. Money is kind of like, we have an overabundance, and vacancies aren't really that. Not a whole lot of experience, but we can always gain that experience. Really, this is just our best tile to work right now. 4 food and 3 hammers, so even if I turned this off production, it would still rate that as the best. I don't know, maybe we build up. Yeah, we can't even choose to spend it on something else. So. We'll just do military units, like melee units. Given the era, I don't think we can fuse them again, so The current size, I think, is core that we're at. What's the current size of our group here? It's a squad. That's as big as we get right now. Yeah. Fuse you together. Because, yeah, as you see that we're fusing, we can, as we get further along in the game, we can fuse the fuse units. And we can essentially create a really big unit. The downside of that is the gains in strength taper off. And I believe experience gain slows down. I think that's how it works. Mm-hmm. I could probably get someone to sit on the apple just to make sure no one randomly comes across it and destroys it. Which would be quite unfortunate. Although I guess since we have one of the settings, we can turn these guys into essentially gold, but for now we'll set you over here. Well, we can create like a backlog of gatherers too, because as the game progresses, we're gonna unlock more and more things. We can harvest, so we might as well get in that. Definitely, since we don't need too many military units right now. Fortifications, good here, because the animals will kill you. And that would be a waste of 3 turns. With no real gain. So, as you see here, we can't fuse again, because we are limited to the current amount of units. I mean, the current size up. But that can get to ridiculous sizes. Can find those build up or this status. Oop. Also look at all these promotions. Equipment, afflictions. What is it considered? Units. I'm curious. New size. That's the size of the units. Huh. Kinda cool. That should take me somewhere, right? Nope, not at all. Oh well. Thought there was a list, but it can get large. It's on the forum, so where Thunderbird talks about his CP combat mod, and it does go over your group sizes as well as unit sizes. A bit more information about that, I would definitely go. We'll get some buildings to build. Mostly just crime. And they finish at the same time. The difficulty has been increased again, so another
Never
200
attempt to win
turns.
by
I mean, 100
force
turns
what
of
can
pass.
be won by deception.
Neat. Oh, we're an immortal, so next one is by mistake. So, right now, as you can see over here, we are quite above crime. But if we build these two things, we're gonna build this one first, the lookout post. And then we're gonna get exile practices, and we're gonna start harassing the Sumerians. Ew. Well, or at least, well, that's because we had an early lead, actually. See? So, that makes sense. Got that. Oh, yeah, the lookout post cost maintenance. Now we should start taking down crime, but I don't think crime is causing too much damage right now. Just lying bastards. As this game progresses, and if we had high crime, that list would be far larger and far more inconvenient than just unhappiness. Like production and money production. It would increase, some of them increase the experience that our crime units gain. But disease, a lot of the time, reduces, I think, food production and hammer production, or gold. Either way, not very good. Well, oh, that was a volcano. What did I just click? It was an enter, so it must not have been a choice, it must be a nation. So we're gonna start getting exile practices. Ah, good afternoon to you, Toffer. No worries. Hey. Don't have the money for that yet. We'll probably just build one. Or maybe we'll hold off and let's just build the 2 exiles for now. Build a watcher. That's still only like a few turns. We'll probably just start. I still have a lot of turns that I have to burn through. Yeah, I UASD quite a bit, but old habits die hard, and I still click quite a bit. I do this quite a bit, actually. But there's not much really to do on building tab and the wonder tabs. So I'm debating what do I want to waste my, well, use my hammers on in interim. Now, I'm really trying to avoid bring down my money. I feel like I didn't have this issue on Eternity, so maybe the unit balances are a bit different on that, and it takes longer to build up units, and it's... I don't recall having these kind of gaps. I think I had more tech, so maybe that was the thing. I had more things to do with my production. Those naughty volcanoes. One thing I'm not looking forward to as playing in China is I'm gonna have to actually cut down a lot of these jungles and not really benefit from them for quite a while. And what I mean by benefit is... Which way you take? No. We are gonna go this way. You go through the one desert. You're an idiot. Go through the way that doesn't kill you, sir. Yeah, I'm gonna have to cut down a lot of that jungle, and it is lush. But that's just a lot of hammers I'm not getting, and I want to be able to get into like the Iron Age, which is so far down the line. So I'll try not to cut down too much of them, but there's a lot of resources that we're gonna need to want to tap into. Might not have that kind of luxury. Oh no, the lizard, it killed us all. I mean, good actually. Enough fused together, but they're usually so weak that doesn't really work. Yeah, -3. Good job, Exile. Killed that Cobra. But I don't need hammers! Son of a biscuit. Okay. That's annoying. Well, you know, they need to get to Samaria first, so this might be a fruitless endeavor, but I don't have much to spend my hammers on, so fruitless endeavor or not, like, kind of worthwhile. Oh my god, Watcher is expensive. Maybe I can build units to delete them? I think that only gives me 1 gold back. I don't know. You die for me. Alright. I'll just build Watchers and sell and get rid of them. Because I don't need them yet. They're expensive. Whopper. Okay, childcare hut. That's useful. I like the culture. Nearest hut. And we can use our excess wealth. Our excess production to produce wealth. I am okay with that. Our people will be more educated, less stupid, so, you know, we'll suffer more anarchy, but we'll be more productive per person. I hope. I think that's how it works. Yeah. And we'll likely cut down on crime and disease because we're not idiots and taking a dump in the water that we drink from. That was a revolutionary idea. How much do we get from it? 3 to 27. 14. Takes 3 turns to make. Alright, that's kind of worthwhile. not as ideal as meager wealth production, but I don't know what else to spend my production on. Well then, you get to stay. Build another exile, and we'll try to send it off to die. We probably will just stop at this next exile. It's really worth the hammers I'm wasting. Not until we start clearing the way with hunting units. I mean, it's worth a shot. But eventually, you know, just need to move on. Yeah, right now you can just fight crime. Eventually I'll have dog units with extra spotting ability. They'll notify me about criminal units before my police actually see them. So that's usually when I switch over at least one guy to investigation. This is just a good idea. And I can start arresting the criminals. And I'll probably stream a bit later. Like, I'm thinking I'll stream twice today for about an hour. The hottest point in the afternoon, so I figure it would be a good, decent time to stream right now. I say hot, but, you know, it's only... 26. Humidity brings it up to about 33. It's actually supposed to be a high of 31. High, actually. I don't know. That's pretty warm. Humidity that makes it the worst. Oh, true. Yeah. But I know most of them can't go through the desert terrain, but at the same time, once we leave the desert terrain, they're going to be significantly weakened, so... I don't know, it's one half of one or the other. It's just a matter of chance, because I find the Siberian Wastes produce a lot of animals, fauna, predatory units, so I don't know. I win some, I lose some. It's essentially what it comes down to. I don't really want to keep too many of these rather untrained units. I'm gonna take a... Police units, healing units are a little easier to train up. Police units, not so much. Yeah, it's a gamble either way, you're right. I'm just choosing the one where I spend the least time. Well, that tiger's gonna eat you for lunch. He doesn't, I'll be shocked. I am shocked. I mean, I still have to go this way, so... Good job. The Cobra ambushed you and this ran away. One thing I noticed is animal units spawn a lot more frequently than I'm used to. I'm used to like the older versions of C2C. And getting enough like Cobra units or like just snake units that I could settle for poison crafting was usually the greatest challenge. But now it's like snakes for days. Much to Indy's chagrin. We could do 2 more turns of selling off Watcher units. And yeah, I know I can use ASD. Sorry. Just old habits die hard. Exactly. Why did it have to be snakes? Well, because without snakes, you are left at a tactical disadvantage. Because poison tips on units is just something that you can't like ignore as a upgrade. See if I can find it. I think that's considered a promotion. Oh, here we go. This is actually what I wanted to look. So you can get a group to trillions. So they get large. Excessively large. What was I thinking about promotion? Here we go. Hut. They're not like here. Oh, here we go. Poison tips. So this is what I'm looking at. So we're less likely to be captured because I imagine like cyanide pills, you just crack one open and you kill yourself off. So you're less likely to become a slave. You're more likely to get slaves. You have all the bonuses essentially against all pre-Renaissance or pre-gunpowder based units. So archers, mounted, melee, animals, explorers, and throwers. Plus 25%. Like, wow! That is a bonus you can't give up. And eventually everyone and their dog has poison tips, but you can't be the only one left out in that battle. And yeah, the poison maker does create crime of the building that allows you to get that promotion. But you can put that on units that you've already built. You've made it, sir. Congrats. Temeria's right there at Anug. Yeah, I used to decrease it, you're right. At the same time, you can easily, once you get further enough in the hunting line, like you can easily combat that. Otherwise, criminal units might use you for experience, so right now, you're more of a liability than a benefit, fortunately. Either way, like, out of the early game stuff that you can get, that one is like the easiest one that you can easily come back, because you just need to build it in a few cities. You just build a few extra watchers or some other law enforcement unit, and you can easily combat the crime. Hopefully they're not spotted too quickly, but they do have a watcher. This might be futile. Oh well, we tried at least. But this is what criminal units can do. They can go in, cause havoc,
Every kind of peaceful
raise crime. Raising crime's not too useful in the early game. There's just not many criminal auto buildings right now.
Such as courts of justice and police.
So this is my favorite early game building. But we will need the tech tool making and one of those below, none of which we have. But we do have it, so in preparation for that, we get the child care hut. Do I want to do this now or wait? We can wait, but we definitely need the child care hut. We don't need this right away. But let's might as well. We have a long turn time before our next tech, so 30 turns on producing buildings that we'll eventually use anyhow, so it's bad. What do I want to do? Do I want to just infiltrate the city and get the espionage? We're not producing any of. Cool. Yeah, I'm not going anywhere with crime, so. Yeah. So what that does is that sends that unit all the way back home. Now we can take a look. So, smarter than us, which doesn't take much. The bar is rather low, but that will help with their tech. And their crime is rising. That actually just might be the fact that it's not like next turn it'll likely go down. But at least we can keep an eye. We know where they are tech-wise. They are where's herbalism. It's not really possible to get to Zululand, South Africa. Ow. I mean, really just not the most impressive unit. Fake identity is useful. Eventually we might be able to upgrade this guy. We could just have him sit in the enemy's city and fuck with it. See if we can get him back to Samaria. So that was the promotion. I'm gonna try and get him back there. Because I do want to conquer Samaria. It's a good place, a lot of food. It'll be a decent city by the time we get around to conquering it, so it will be our front line against the Celts and the Zulu. Because it'll take a while for units to get from Beijing, or at least China in general, to Europe or Africa. Having something a bit more immediate in the Middle East, worthwhile. Yeah, let's not kill ourselves on the bird. I'm not sure what I'll do with this unit particularly, if it makes it to Samaria. Feels weird that the capital of Samaria is not called like Europe or something. Throws me off. Ah, it'd be nice if we caught one of those cobras. Looks like my internet's been rather stable since. Build up crime maybe? Yeah, but the same thing, Toffer, is there's not a whole lot of like crime buildings in the beginning. Whereas we could mess with his education and make it less productive. Right now he's like argumentative awareness. Like he would be able to go through anarchy quicker, but he would lose this. Which would inadvertently increase his crime and disease. There's just not a whole lot right now. Like damaging his education, I think, would be more worthwhile. Maybe not. Yeah, this exists above 10. I would need to be able to push it below 10. I don't think I can do it with these units. But if he unlocks the next tier of that, it would hold him off from further benefits. Downside is he's not going to gain the protection of some of the promotion, like Veil. I like, what's fake identities? So he'll still be easier to spot. I don't know, it's like, with every one thing you choose, another is lost. You make. But we can hedge our bets on the fact that there's probably not a whole lot of investigative power yet, so we could probably do a fair amount of damage. Yeah, why do I choose Samaria over anyone else? Well, Samaria is actually relatively easy to invade. Granted, as Kelty, it's a lot easier because you're coming from this direction, but even as China, we can still like come around and invade from this general direction. Find. Yeah, I don't think crime becomes an issue until later in the era, I think. I don't find it too concerning yet. I do keep it low to avoid, you know, all these all these penalties that could potentially happen. But it's not threatening until much later. Disease is actually the worst property throughout most of the game. It's already, I think, we are suffering some minor losses. Okay, maybe not, but it picks up much quicker than crime. Let's just infiltrate. Build up your experience. Better succeed. Sounds like it is. Yeah, he's back, so it succeeded. We'll be able to keep an eye on Samaria at least. past that, I like to keep the other characters around. I might conquer the Aborigines in the future once we get into the ancient classical era, because we're going to need the boats to transport our armies down through, well, Oceania into Australia and New Zealand. What do we want to do with this guy? Yeah, let's just keep upping our ability to bring down his education. Yeah, let's not go over the desert, please, but let's keep an eye on that area so we don't potentially lose a unit. Like that, yeah. Well, so much for that. That tiger is finished it off. Yeah, to be fair, like the fact that we infiltrated with these units at least once, pretty good trade-off, but yeah, we need hunters. Yeah, I jinxed it. I got too ahead of myself. It's like, oh, I'm gonna mess with this education and fuck with him. Yeah, no. The tiger finally decided to have his lead. Okay, excellent. So we don't have tracking yet. Eventually we will. For now, we do not. And to get our gatherers to start improving these tiles in preparation for that, because it takes a long to get anything done. Because we're rather primitive, and we're gonna watch these units. So criminal units will come along and take them. These are still relatively weak, but it should stop the weaker, more hidden units, at least this early in the game, from screwing us over. Because you can't fuse together exiles or ambushers. Ambushers are actually the unit I'm most afraid of. But for now, this should keep these guys while they gather grains. Kind of wish there was an automation for automatic buildups. That's the thing that I use the most. Arguably, I'd get rid of fortification for automatic buildups. I don't need fortify. Automatic buildups is much better. Or like buildup in general to bring up that menu. If I had to provide feedback, I would rather have a hotkey for these. Because these options I find an automatic is usually pretty solid. Guys using fortify, right? Yeah. What you want. Oh yes, something I want to hunt down in the future. Elephants. We're getting close to the hour mark, so we will be putting a close to this stream soon. I do thank you for everyone who did decide to drop on by today. I hope to stream later this that depends on the weather. I typically do not stream during thunderstorms. Hope the reasons are self-evident. So you're the Bengal tiger still might be in North India. I wonder if people would also want like a parallel game on like a scripted map, like the Mongoose script. Yeah, like something that's not a scenario. Just so you can see how wacky we get. Culture is good, and the Himedu archers are pretty solid, but I'm not in a rush. This is one of the cultures that you can build, by the way. It requires rice. Wow, good job, me. Rice in the city vicinity, manufactured locally. But, you know. But this is what I was talking about, that you build cultures as you go through the game. Himedu would, or Hemu. Pronunciation, not my thing, so apologies in advance. These guys aren't have to worry about until archery. The hero unit is long off. I think you need like Rhino. Oh, you just require hunting. Oh wow. Really? Just hunting. Don't require anything else. Huh. Really? You're strong as heck. Are you sure? And the great thing about hero units is once their time's passed, you can settle them down as like into your cities as liberty. This guy can be a great prophet or a great military instructor, so RXP. This guy is also pretty damn useful because we can build achievements. I love these things because they're just solid improvements to your whole civilization. Wow. Maybe I will start building this because hunting's actually not that far off. Really, just hunting seems broken for 11th strength. To put this in perspective, like to get like even close to 11th strength, you need like 3 spearmen. I mean like not stone spearmen or obsidian spearmen. You need 3 spearmen, which requires copperwood. To fuse them together to create an upsized spearman, just to get relatively close to this level of strength. Do you have anything that works like Nah, he's just really good. I could conquer Samaria with this guy. I could conquer Samaria with this guy. I could conquer the old world with this guy. That's how strong he is. Wow, really? This... I'm going crazy? Just... Alright. Don't have to ask me twice, game. I was just gonna build cult like money. But if you're gonna give me essentially the word of God this early in the game, we'll bring the sword of Damocles on everyone. I'll just pour all the allegories down your throat. Yeah, 11 seems ridiculous. I'll have to, like... Maybe that's something to look into? Because maybe he used to be a unit that was built later down the line. But he moved in the tech tree? I don't know. It's been a while since I played, and I like the idea of hero units. They're a lot of fun. But that seems more like a classical era a hero unit. Or, yeah, classical era. Than prehistoric. Yeah, okay. I'll just have to, like, not totally abuse them. I'll conquer Samaria and call it a day. I wanted Samaria anyway. Hamudu? Yeah, it's a Asian culture. You get it relatively quickly, so that's why I was so shocked at the 11th strength offer. So, culture Hamudu. Stream is coming to an end. I definitely want to go here. Yeah, he's just a lot. Like I don't know what other cultures are that strong this early, but that one definitely takes a feel. Anyway, thank you for joining, everyone. And I'll see you all next time. Hopefully this evening, provided the weather holds, and if not, this will be up YouTube in about an hour. I mean, not an hour, in about a day or so. But until next time, have a blast. This is your host, Acularius, signing off.